we want to talk about EVP and ghost hunting apps, and does that technology really work? Can modern technology really touch a world beyond, or, you know, the beings that have moved out of the body? Can modern technology really do that? And we are all scholars of the paranormal. We all believe, we have all had experiences that other people would not believe if you know, we told them probably, and yet we're still skeptical. And so I thought this would be a nice video to do to discuss that, the general phenomena, and share with others our experience. If you guys are new, I'm Morticia, this is Gomez, and my sister Ophelia. So what we're doing today is we're going to discuss the general phenomena and, like, the, I guess, for and against, devil's advocate, as it were, opinions about it. Then our experience, because we tried it today, because I thought, you know, if we're going to do a video about this, we should buy an app and actually try it and see. And it's something I'd intended to do for a while and just haven't done it. So we're going to discuss our experiences, and then Gomez is going to give you a run through of the actual app visually and what it does. So that's what you can expect in this video. Do subscribe, check out our spooky playlists, and hang out with us if you enjoy this and our thoughts on the general ghost hunting phenomena apps. There are lots of different ones out there, and we wanted to research what we thought might be the best one, or at least a reliable one, because if we got the cheapest one that probably wouldn't work, you know, and then we're giving a review of how it's not going to work, it's like, well, you know, you didn't really invest, so what do you expect? So we wanted to be fair and really invest. But first, we would like to talk about just kind of where we were yesterday when we were having a discussion of our doubts and, you know, do you think it's real? Do you think it's not? Do you want to try it? We were all just sitting around in the wee hours of the morning, as we often want to do, having our philosophical discussions and, you know, do we want to do it or not? And I was thinking that I felt, I don't know, to me it just seems like, how is my iPad or phone or whatever going to pick up ghostly activity? It just seems, I don't know, honestly ridiculous. And again, I have had experiences that I feel most people wouldn't believe, and I wouldn't have believed if I hadn't had them. They have shaken me, they have rocked me, and I am still skeptical because they didn't involve iPhones, okay? Really, it's an iPhone. It's not going to be able to do that, and I thought it was more like just a hoax, or it might show random things that people could interpret how they want. You know, if they need to believe they're seeing a ghost, or they're doing it for YouTube drama, because I do believe a lot of videos get hits where people are just being dramatic and ridiculous and, oh my god, something's on my app and it says something bad's gonna happen. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I've seen a lot of people that do that, and if one of you are watching this that do that, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not
That definitely sounded scary. I gotta tell you.
I feel like it's fake, it's dramatized. If I'm really scared, I'm probably A, not going to be doing it, and B, probably not going to be bothering with a video, right? I don't know. That's just me when I'm scared. Maybe other people are different and they would rather try to get YouTube views out of their terror, but I feel it's fake. And that's just my opinion, and I feel like a lot of the fake videos get all the views, and it's kind of depressing because when you're real and you're sharing something real, it isn't dramatic enough, and it's not, you know what I'm saying, like, out there enough. I don't know. But, you know, I was skeptical, and I just didn't think it was possible and didn't think it was real. And Gomez has a good education in mathematics and physics, and I was asking him, you know, what makes it work? Why would this work? What do you think about it? And what he and Ophelia were sharing their thoughts, so I want them to do that.
I thought that it was possibly real. I thought maybe the ghosts were using some kind of electrokinesis or something. I didn't see why they would, though, because I would think that would take a lot more effort. I am a medium, but I don't hear ghosts as external voices. I get it more as concepts, or, you know, it's more inside my head. And sometimes it's hard for them to even do that. And I would think to do an EVP or to put anything on a computer would take a lot more energy, and I would think there would be very few ghosts that actually could do that.
That makes sense.
So I was willing to believe to a point.
I was kind of excited, though, because I don't really do medium. I've gotten spiritual impressions before from ghosts, like feelings, or sometimes, especially when Ophelia and Gomez are around, because they're both mediums, and maybe it kind of bleeds over onto me just being there. But I am not a medium, but I thought it'd be interesting to try some kind of EVP work with two mediums around just to see what happened. You know, that was why I was excited to do a video, so I kind of want to throw that out there. Gomez?
Yes, I was trying to figure out what conditions would allow it to work, and I was thinking that technically the way I see the mind is it has that technology that sort of incompatible with the technology of modern human civilization. And I was thinking, well, there is a chance that some of it could work, but it would require special conditions. It could probably be an exception. What if one ghost can do it, but can I really believe that the ghostly activity would be recorded when there are so many individual different signatures of ghosts, or just like people, of course? So how can a single technology be able to convert all of this into all of that? It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. So I was sort of skeptical. I was willing to accept it, but it was hard a little bit.
I was the most skeptical. They had reasons where they were more open, but then they were like, but this just a little bit too convenient, right? Like,
yeah.
But this is exciting. Now I'm excited because we actually did this. I got to try this app with 2 mediums, and it was very exciting. I honestly didn't think anything was going to happen, and I was just going to do a video saying this is bullcrap and doesn't work, okay? And so I love it when this happens to me because it's happened more than once where I'm very skeptical. I don't believe in something, and then I get my world turned around and I go, whoa, okay, I was wrong. And I can do that. I can be skeptical and then I can say I was wrong. I am down with being wrong if I am shown. So we're going to share our experience with you. First we downloaded, which app was it that didn't really...
We downloaded the Ghost Hunter Radar Tracking. That was the free version. There is also a pro version of it, but we tried the free version first. So we downloaded, and it didn't seem to try to spook us out. Some people in the reviews warned us that it might create false ghosts or whatever else, but this one didn't have it. It was just neutral. It kept showing our room in all ghostly, spooky spectrum of vision. And
it looked cool. We like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be cool to use it in a video, but anyway. But then it would show this circle of activity, I guess of auditory activity, of other energies, and it would show our room, and there would be a dot, and there's an air moving around, but otherwise I don't get much impression. It's not trying to deceive me, but it's also not showing me anything that's out there.
And when it showed the energies, it was around Ophelia at first, and I was like, well, she's a medium, so maybe ghosts are around her. But then I was like, bring it in the kitchen, and didn't it show around me eventually?
Yeah.
So I think it was just drawn to people who were in the room doing something, and maybe it decided to think we were ghosts. I don't know. Because, I was pretty skeptical, and that was the free one. So I thought, well, okay, that was good. Let's try a paid one just to see the difference. If we're going to do this video, let's be thorough and do it right. So we looked up the most popular one, and we decided to go with...
that was the M2 Ghost Hunting app, and that was the paid version.
It was like $2 or something.
Yes, it was
reasonable.
Yeah, and so many features, you'll get to see it eventually, but I was just impressed.
We'll show you in just a second.
Yes. I just didn't expect to see so many, and then later I saw that it was also endorsed by Selena Gomez on the Jimmy Fallon show, and at first I was skeptical.
I'm so sick of that same old love. Okay. So, I guess if famous people are using it, maybe it's cool, which usually doesn't really sway me, especially if I don't like their music, but she's pretty cool, whatever.
To me, it usually means the opposite. If somebody famous says it, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to be extra skeptical.
Never touch it again.
Yeah. But we tried this one.
Yeah. Just for fun. It was just yeah, whatever. Just see, then we can say, Selena Gomez sucks if it doesn't work, right? No, really, she's cool.
Yes.
But yeah, so we tried it, and I was pretty shaken. Without getting into a lot of personals, first I want to mention cold readings, and cold readings are more like, okay, I just met Gomez, I'm a psychic, I'm a fake psychic, and he comes in and sits down, and I say, okay, I'm getting the feeling that your grandma died. Oh my God, you're so on! No, everybody's grandma died, probably, okay? Mostly everybody's grandma died. Or, it's Ophelia sits down, I'm getting a feeling that wait, oh my God, you lost something. Really?
Yeah.
We've all lost something.
Someone's trying to contact you. His name is
It starts.
John. I think it starts with a J.
It starts with a J.
John Jake. Yeah, it's James. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's sure. Or you had a pet that really loves you,
Yeah.
and it misses you
A lot.
a lot, and it wants to talk to you. It says it's okay to
Go on and get another one.
it's not mad about you not giving it whatever toy it wanted one time, and I mean, who doesn't say no to their
food.
and more food or whatever, I think the pet is A cat?
Most people have cats and dogs.
Yeah.
You can get right more with that than wrong.
Yeah, I'm not going to say a snake or something because, you probably could have had a snake, but you probably had a cat. So, a generality that most people can relate to. And I thought if this app is doing any of that and it's right, it's going to be a generality. Okay, let's talk about this. Here's what happened when we tried the app. The first thing that came up was the name of a friend of mine who passed, who Ophelia channeled once to let me talk to, and she had never met this friend, and she was channeling him, and he was telling me things that she would not have known. And so that was really like wow for me at the time that happened. But his name came up, and his name is not common. It is not John. It is not Jake. It is not Andrew
or
James or Thomas. It is not a common name. It's not like nobody has it, but it's not common. And then he was saying things to Ophelia. I think maybe he was wanting to thank her for her help in letting us talk. And he was trying to help her with a problem she's having. And it was very specific. It was even talking about the state, of the states in the U.S., it's not this one, that the problem is in, and just different things that are very specific. And I don't want to get into a personal situation of someone else's, but it wasn't generalities. It wasn't, you had a grandma, obviously, or you lost something as a child that you really want to replace, or just, okay, who hasn't? Like, right? These were very specifics, and I was just floored. I was like, whoa, no way. This is no way. How is a phone app doing this? Actually an iPad app, but how? This is not possible. Like, no. And the one thing that he said two things that I thought weren't really accurate because you keep getting these word phrases that come up. One of them was the name of Uncle Fester's sister, and I thought, well, she can't help right now. She's not here. But then it occurred to me that she has other friends that might be able to help that are here, and I called him and asked him. It's just something we're trying to sort for Ophelia. But the point is, the thing I thought was wrong actually wasn't. And then the only other thing that seemed wrong was it said chips and stomach, I guess like potato chips. And if he meant something by that that's actually useful, I have no idea what it is right now. But I had kind of got the impression that he was saying, hey, I've got what I've got to work with. I'm doing my best. Everything else has been very on. I'm working with the words I have on this little machine, right? So, I won't say every single thing made sense and every single thing was accurate because it wasn't. But most of it was very accurate, very specific, and not cold reading specific that could have been specific to you too. If you're watching and it's cold reading, it's stuff that could relate to everybody. And Tabitha would get these psychic letters in the mail, and it would say all this stuff, and she would say, and it really resonates with me. And I said, no, it resonates with me too, and him, and everybody. Like, you're having money issues, or you're having, dreams of grandeur, or who isn't, right? Like, just things that, are very cold reading that could be anybody. And these were not. Ophelia, did you get any kind of feeling from it, of the meaning or the actual app?
Not really. I got, it even brought up my bird. At least I thought it was my bird.
Yeah.
And so I felt the concept of Virgo. So I did feel what he was saying. So
you felt that it was accurate and that it wasn't just cold reading.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he didn't bring up a cat. He brought up a bird. And she has a bird that she's trying to get with and get back here and stuff. It's just a thing, but he brought that up, and some other things that he's trying to give her advice and help on. And so it's just like, yeah, that's pretty specific to what's going on today, right now. So, and I wasn't talking about him today. I wasn't thinking about him today.
I don't think we've spoken about him the entire time I visited.
No. So that was, it wasn't like he was on your mind, or, and I wasn't writing about him. I wasn't. And he was actually the friend, as a point of interest, that before he passed, he was one of the ones saying, don't use Ouija boards, they're bad. We have a Ouija board video that we did for Vlogtober a few years ago. I'm going to link below because it's telling you why Ouija boards are bad, okay? That's Mr. Mackey on South Park would say. And my experience with them and animals seeing ghosts. So I'm going to link that below just because it was a very freaky experience that I had that was scary and not fakely over-dramatized, you guys. I'm sorry, but I told the truth and I didn't freak out on camera. Okay, so...
I'm going to scare your viewers.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, okay. Considering the
We're spooky and mysterious and spooky.
All together, okay. If we don't scare them, that's not good. So... he was the one that told me not to do Ouija boards, and the one time I missed him and was sad when he passed and tried to talk to him on a Ouija board, he's spelling it out but not very well because, you know, it's hard to move the things, which he said later on that one connection. The first thing he said was, "I told you not to use these," and I just started crying because I knew that was him, and my friend I was using it with didn't know that, and I was like, oh my god. But, you know, I just talked to him very briefly because, as he said, he told me not to use those. So he is strong enough to manipulate the app, I think, because he moved the board. Going back to what Gomez said about he didn't, or was it you, Ophelia, that said you didn't see how every ghost could do that?
Yeah, I don't think that everyone would have the talent to do that. Some of them can't even converse with us or transmit to us.
Some ghosts are stronger than others, less focused than others. He was actually, I'm not surprised that it's him in light of that he used this app because he moved the Ouija board. So, you know, he is a stronger spirit. And right now we are at a place in the Vale where the Vale is thin, kind of like it is on Halloween/Samhain, because Walpurgisnacht is coming up, which is the, I guess, spring summer Halloween. So, you know, the Vale being thin right now, it was a good time to try this app, and it's another reason I wanted to do that. So, you know, it seemed like a good time to do the app and to see if anything would happen with right now or around Halloween, you know, with the Vale Center. So.
Oh, now that will be fun.
What?
Using that app around Halloween.
You don't think it's as good now? The Vale's still thin.
I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I would think more of the ghosts would have more power, or
they've got it now too. But it will be interesting. We can do it again around Halloween if you want to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, we will do it again on Halloween. But I thought this was another good Vale time. But we will do it again then, and Ophelia will be here then, so that'll be awesome. So, would you like to show them now, Gomez, the app?
Yes. So, when you're looking for it, this is how it shows up on the screen. With its logo, it says M2. And then we're going inside of it.
I wonder if anything will happen while we're doing it now.
We could try. It has the portrait orientation. On the screen, you're now seeing Jekyllhydeclub, which is the company that produces it. So here is its basic menu. The one I decided to try first is the crucial point of many ghost hunting apps, and that's the EVP. It's the electronic voice phenomena, where we record the voices that could belong to a ghost. So here is how it looks.
Did you get anything out of that aspect of it when you were doing it earlier?
I did. I started feeling something.
But did you hear anything? Because I didn't.
No, I did not. But here is...
I don't know if I believe in that. I don't think ghosts can really have
Not yet,
voices.
anyway.
Yeah, I think when ghosts talk to you and you really think you hear it out loud, it's just what they're doing to your brain.
So the outline of it is pretty simple. It's easy to operate. There's a big red button that is similar to the computer shutdown. So that was how I knew how to go about it. So I just press it. And you can see it begins to flash. And here we see some waves going on. And here there are letters. It's trying to translate those pulses into letters, and that's where I started seeing the words when the letters would eventually congregate.
See, I thought this would just be random stuff that people that wanted to believe would think they were seeing ghosts. Except everything was really making sense and very specific and very unsettling. Down to his name, which it started with. He started with his name, which made sense.
And sometimes it took a while. Not all the words were formed right away, but eventually when they started...
Yeah, he was spelling on the Ouija board kind of sloppily, which he said it was hard to point the planchette. Which he called it a bad word instead at the time.
The first word that showed up here, I don't know if you saw it, but it said definitely. So...
He's saying it's definitely hard. Wow, see, that's creepy.
And then plan.
Plan?
Yeah, that's the next word.
Definitely plan. Well, I guess he's talking to you again. I won't go into your personal stuff on this video.
And then warm.
There's a weird feeling coming from that.
I will say, as far as warm, with him specifically, I could feel him watching me after he passed, and you know how they say ghosts have cold spots in the room? He always felt really warm, like to the point of my arm would feel hot in the spot that I thought he was trying to touch me. And I didn't understand that because I was like, I thought you were supposed to feel cold. What's up? And he's the only one that's ever done that. And again, I promise you guys, I'm very skeptical and very not into making false, fake videos. And we're sharing this with you guys because of that. But it was him.
You think it's him this time?
I don't know. He might be still around. I don't see why not. He was the only one I was ever felt warmness with.
And again, you can tell now that the letters are not just producing automatically any words, they keep floating until the right words converge. So,
Say no.
it's not saying now, oh, now it says boys. So,
Boys?
yeah,
Well, that I don't know.
yeah.
See, sometimes, like I told you that earlier when it said chips and stomach, I didn't understand that. And, you know, he said that he had to work with what he had, and it might just be random stuff on occasion. And I don't...
The birds are full of boys.
Who is?
All of the birds.
Oh, well.
I don't think it.
You know, you can always find something
Yeah,
that makes
you can.
sense. But like I said, you know, the other stuff was a lot more specific, and I don't want to share her personal stuff to explain that, but just take our word for it, because if you watched our other, we have a lot of paranormal videos that we've done, Weird Tales, and we can link that below too, and I'll do the Ouija board one specifically, although it's in that list. But, you know, if you watch them, you'll see that we don't do the dramatic, fake, crazy, over-the-top stuff, so.
Okay, so now we're taking you back. We're stopping this one and going to the rest of the menu. There is the EMF detector, and EMF, of course, is the electromagnetic frequency.
I wonder if that group that was in the 90s had that name for that.
What is that supposed to do? Does it do letters also? Or?
No, this one has like a sort of a meter, and if there is anything going on, then the meter is supposed, once you press the button, it's supposed to go on and reach a peak to show basically the activity.
And see, when I would see other videos, they'd be like, see, it's showing ghost activity, and I'm like, yeah, it's an app, it wants to sell, it's always going to show something or do something. And I still think in part maybe that's true, but maybe if there really is a ghost around, they can use it, because the information given today and shared just blew me away. So I used to think, you know, it's just an app to mess with people's heads, and people who want to believe will believe it. Again, I am a huge skeptic.
And I think it partly depends, I don't know, on who is using it.
True, like when Gomez reads tarot, I believe that whoever reads cards has a talent for it. I don't believe anybody can just read tarot. I believe if I gave you a reading, it would not be accurate like Gomez, because he has an actual ability. So it's the cards and their correct interpretation, but it's also whose hands they're in. When they're shuffled, when they're drawn, who has the right knack for what card comes out, if they are psychic in that way. I have given people true psychic predictions. When Uncle Fester, right before he met Aunt Tabitha, I told him what she would look like. I told him her personality. I've never seen anything like that before, but we were sitting beside each other in the coffee shop, and I got that impression and just told him. I just shared it. I was like, dude, I'm getting this. And I was very right, and that's wild. It's never happened to me before. So
he was very impressed. Like, wow.
I hope so. Sometimes it's hard to impress Uncle Fester. But he did remember it, so he doesn't say he doesn't know what I'm talking about or anything. He does know it.
Probably like, oh, wow.
And I even knew her personality, and I told him a lot of details. And yeah, so but you know, it's one of those things that are hard to, I mean, yeah, you can get a tarot reading that can seem somewhat accurate, but in the hands of a true talent, it's going to be better. And the same for, I think, this. I think, Ophelia, that was a really good point.
Thank you.
So next in the menu we have the FFTV. The FFT translates as Fast Fourier Transform, and here's its demonstration. Fourier is a mathematical model that allows to convert sound waves and operate them and work with them. It's a basic electrical principle that allows to make practical use of advanced mathematics. But in our case, here's its application for ghostly activity. It shows us a graph. You can see here in dark red and orange how the waves are going, and they seem to be pretty steady, so there are no specific peaks that show incredible activity right now. And then there are flashing lights that designate unusual periods of activity and such. And again, it's very simple to operate. All I had to do is to press that power button, and it turns it on, and it also turns it off, so it's a very intuitive app, and I like those.
It was worth its $2.
Yes.
We should play with it later and see if he wants to talk anymore, since we had to stop him to show the rest of the video.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity.
Then I stop it with this button, and then
My dad was the only other person that used the Ouija board that wasn't scaring me. So that would be cool if he wanted to talk, but...
that is just it's going to its regular menu. It does those
Makes a
sounds.
scary sound on purpose to make the ambience more spooky so that people will believe.
I was like, how did it get that without getting the music in the background?
Because it was just the app
Yeah, I
sound.
see that. I heard
I still don't know though, do you guys, that I believe that ghosts can have voices that pick up. Because I know people think they've heard ghosts before, and I think that it's in your head, and it, not you as in whoever heard it. I don't mean in your head as in you're wrong. I'll be quiet.
in your head as like being translated auditorily
Yes.
by your head.
They're talking in
Yes.
your head, and it sounds so strong that you think your brain translates it to hearing it outside.
So you can hear it in
yeah.
a way that you can accept.
Yeah, and so it's not that you're wrong, it's just how you're translating. But so I don't know that I believe that an app can make that record on the computer from my head if you're as a ghost talking to me in my head. What do you guys think?
I'm willing to find out.
Oh,
I would have said no yesterday.
Are we gonna try it and see?
I'd be willing to find out. Oh, that's
Why is it doing that?
Okay, now we stopped it.
Alright.
We're moving to the next element. That's the Lux scope. This is the gadget that measures deviations in light.
Point being, if a ghost is messing up the light or something?
Yes, there will be visual aberrations, so it measures if something changes. I guess because light is a form of energy, then other energies could interact with it and such. Some physical theories claim that light is a wave, some that it's a particle, but if it's a wave, then the wave would be disrupted by ghostly activity.
Alright. Anything happening?
There are definitely some movements here.
I was gonna say my friend might still be here because
I don't think that's the same person.
you think somebody else is here.
I do.
Do you think who was my friend talking on the app just now, or
No.
Well,
Earlier.
with the warm thing? Was it him?
Or maybe.
He was the only one I've ever felt warm from.
Maybe I was talking about warm weather. I don't know.
Why would it care about warm weather?
I just don't think it's the same person.
Real,
Very well might be.
uncensored, spooky.
We can disagree.
Yes, so we can disagree on camera. What do you feel here?
Me?
Yeah?
Nothing.
Well, you just said somebody else was here.
Oh, I thought you meant from that app.
Oh, okay, so no, not the app, the room.
I just feel an energy. I don't.
She feels, is it from your coffee, Ophelia?
No.
You feel an energy.
Yes, I do, but I
It is
can't
not a coffee energy.
talk to them at the moment.
Alright.
But I do feel the coffee energy. 7-Eleven rocks.
I'm leaving that on camera as a whatever to all the fake mediums that always have to know who's here.
No. I could even be wrong.
Well, I think that's good. I think real power people aren't always right and aren't always on point feeling stuff, you know? It's good to see reality.
Maybe I've been thinking about your uncle a lot today, so
Uncle Bob?
that could be part of it.
I didn't know he was still...
Maybe I'm in my way, or, you
That's
know,
weird.
it could be about...
If he wants to talk to me, I'm here.
So our next feature is Geoscope, and that is supposed to measure subterranean currents, deviations, seismic activity, so earthquakes possibly. I guess to an extent some people might believe that they're related to paranormal activity too, or that they could interact with it, or that deviations in it could be the result of paranormal activity.
I'm so skeptical, and then I feel ignorant when I get me, and then like I see I'm wrong about other things. But you can't just believe every bloody thing either, because there's so much crap out there.
Then we have the barometer that measures pressure, similar principle. And spatial is another interesting thingy.
What?
Spatial.
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 That one here has at least good geometrical representation where it moves nicely.
What does it do?
It's supposed to measure something within your vicinity. Several of them work together, so the light works with another element, and this one works with disruptions in the area in the vicinity and measures geometrical deviations. I guess again trying to catch ghostly activity from a different principle.
We'll leave a link to this app in our write-up as well, you guys, and if any of you try it, let us know what happened. Was it specific? Was it general? Was it nothing? Do comment and converse with us. We enjoy you. I'm not done or anything, I just wanted to remember that.
Wiring minds want to hear.
Oh, yes.
And I think other than low light, that changes the lighting over here.
This supposed to be like thunder.
Yeah. And then I change it back, and then it goes back to
I
summer.
should make it with somebody screaming.
I heard that and didn't realize it was the app when he was using it earlier and thought it was about our working tomorrow.
I like
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I think that covers the entire app. That was the M2 Ghost Hunter. It makes a sound for you again.
Okay, that's my only critique.
It is annoying, I wanted to shut up earlier.
But hey, it's not bad.
No, we like it. Did you give it a good review, though, Miss?
Yes. And I'm going to add that I agree with the medium who believes it works. It's always more impressive when another medium thinks that it is effective. So I will add my opinion to theirs.
So 2 more mediums agree.
I want to hold the computer next time. Maybe like you could set it and then let me hold it.
That will be fine.
Do you want to do it on camera, or do you want to,
No, I just
Okay. She doesn't want to share.
Aww.
I just think it might be different depending on who holds it. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because if it's Gomez holding it, and he's one kind of medium, maybe Ophelia would draw a different kind of ghost, so...
I like that.
Yeah. We'll leave anything interesting in the comments. We don't want... This has been a longer video than our usual, and we don't want to bore you guys and drag it out forever. But this has just been a fun experience. I really was interested to see what would happen with 2 mediums and really wanted to share it with you guys as well, because we do a lot of spooky product reviews. We shop for the most awesome things that none of you probably knew existed until we found it for you. So if you're new, check that out. But we also want to get more into our paranormal lifestyle and just share interesting facts with you guys. I enjoy watching that from other people when I know they're real. So, you know, we want to try to share ours as well. And we hope you've enjoyed this demonstration and conversation of ghost hunting apps and EVP, etc. Until next time,
Stay spooky.